All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Shehara Wooten, certified financial planner here and host of the Money Decisions Show. We are doing it live. So I'm super excited for all of those who have joined us today. You may be watching us via replay or you're watching us live, whichever one. So we're super excited because we got a special guest today for you. And I'm going to first, before I introduce her, because obviously today's topic is fitness and finance. Before I introduce her, I want to kind of tackle the finance part of this show. And then, of course, when it comes up in conversation or if you guys have questions, we will incorporate that as well. But I wanted to share with you all that I do have an ebook, and you can go to my website, yourstoryfinancial.com, and you can find that ebook by actually signing up for the newsletter. And it's called Crafting Your Financial Wellness, Crafting Your Amazing Financial Story Through Financial Wellness. So definitely want you all to take the time to visit the site, and you can go ahead and pick that up off of the website. So signing up for that. But basically, the financial wellness ebook is going to cover various topics that I believe are important for you to have a good, solid foundation in your financial wellness. So we're going to talk about various topics like debt management. And I put some strategies in there to help you decide what is going to be the best way for you to manage your debt and get to the place where you're eliminating that debt. The other area to focus on would be cash flow management. How are you managing your cash flow? What's coming in, what's going out, and really looking at what you have you're really committed to, the committed expenses, those expenses that never change, like your mortgage, your rent, your utilities, and then the spendable expenses like your groceries, your dining out. And the reason why I put groceries as spendable, because they can be a little emotional. They can go up and down your grocery store bill. You can go to a grocery store, and these days you can pick up a gallon of milk, a shirt, and a patio set, right? So when you go into a grocery store, it's possible that you can come out of there with items that may not be necessary, right? So cash flow management, great section for you to focus in on for financial wellness, retirement planning. We talk about that. Investment accounts, looking at where you're at with your investment accounts, estate planning, providing some guidance in that area, and risk management, as well as setting those SMARTY goals. So I really appreciate everybody that is coming on here today. And we're really going to talk about when you pull up or when you download that ebook, you're going to be able to take an honest assessment to be able to define, like, how am I doing in each one of these areas? Like, if you were to do all the areas that I mentioned, if you were to do an analysis, anywhere from 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest in these areas, where would you fall? So within that ebook, there's actually a financial wellness wheel where you can do your own analysis of yourself. So thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate that. And we're excited to bring in our guests. So please comment, ask questions, let us know that you're here. Where are you coming from? Where are you tuning in from? We would love to hear that as well. I see we've got Welby Broadus here, who said he's watching. Excellent. Thank you for joining us, Welby. Fellow author. I'm actually an author. I'm working on a book. It's going to publish summer 2021. I've got a community of authors that I'm working with. So we've got another author in here that is supporting and watching this broadcast. So thanks so much. We appreciate that. And so let's bring in our next guest. Let me introduce you to her. She's amazing. So let me pull up her bio. I've known Stephanie Since I used to live in Philadelphia, I went to church with her. We served in youth ministry together. We were youth leaders. That's where I met Stephanie. And then once I left Philly, back in 2005, I left and then I moved to Phoenix in the beginning of 2006. We've just kept in touch ever since. I just love it. And we always make a way, even though we may not talk to each other all the time, we do stay in touch and we support each other. So I'm so excited to have you be introduced to her right now. So Stephanie, she is a wife. She's a mom, an educator, and the creator of FitFaith Life. And she's a virtual coach for faith, family, fitness, food, and fun. We like that. And she holds a master's of science in nutrition education. And as a certified personal trainer and group fitness instructor, Stephanie is committed to helping people live out their faith, love their family, extend their fitness, eat healthy foods, and have lots and lots of fun. And I think that is the best part of this, right? Having fun. So we love that. And through FitFaith Life, she provides inspiration, information, and the motivation to be the best you can at any stage of your life. And so we're going to have you be able to get in touch with her. I'll definitely put up her website links and all the social media. But let me welcome Stephanie to the stage here. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, yes, yes. And so we've got Welby. He said he's from Akron, Ohio, and his mother is from Philly. That's awesome. Nice. I didn't realize that. That's very cool. Thanks
awesome.
for popping in here. That's fantastic. So, so Stephanie, let's get started. I mean, how are things going with you in the midst of COVID, in the midst of everything? How are you balancing your fitness and staying on top of that? Tell us a little bit about your story and just how you are where you are today.
Sure. So this whole journey of FitFaith Life kind of came out of me having kids and wanting to be the best person, best mom that I could be for them. So when I started out, FitFaith Life was more about my mommy journey and losing the baby weight. And it was about, I became a mom at the age of 40. So it was a little different than, being younger and having kids. So it was really important for me to be healthy, to be strong, to have the energy to have young kids when they were littler, and really just be able to be a good role model for them. I wanted them to see a mom that ate healthy, that made strides toward movement, and that we did all these things together as they grew up. So, and I'm happy to say that my kids eat vegetables and all the things that parents are like, how do you get your kids to do that?
Yeah,
they love vegetables. They eat salad. So they're living a healthy lifestyle because they got that example from me. But moving to today, it's one of those things where COVID hit and then life shut down. And for most people, everybody just kind of stopped. And it was like, all right, well, we can't go out, so I'm just going to sit here on the couch. I kind of did the exact opposite. When COVID hit, I was like, all right, well, let me grab a mask. We got a puppy, so that kind of was a motivating factor. Yeah. And so what I did was I started walking. So I would take the dog for a walk, and next thing I know, I was walking 2 miles, 3 miles. And in the spring and during the summer, I was walking like 4 miles, a few times a week. So I found that I was able to kind of extend my fitness through walking, just walking. I really wasn't doing much else because gyms had shut down and all of that. And I just got to the point where I am rebuilding my home gym. So,
yes.
But, for the most part, I just got out there and decided I wasn't going to just sit in the house and just be stuck. So I just kept moving and kept moving. And that's one of the things that I encouraged people to do.
That's fantastic. I agree. Like, I don't know. I did so much walking last year in 2020, more than I did in previous years. And I've been working from home since 2016. So I didn't have an excuse really, but I felt like I was kind of in a community of people now. Like we're all working from home and somehow we got to figure this out. And I think I felt motivated to get out and walk, but I love how you went from a mile to 2 miles to 4 miles and just kind of steadily increase that. Yeah, I want to go back to something you mentioned. And I think even if people watch the replay here, they might even ask, like, how did you get your kids to eat healthy and vegetables and all that good stuff? How did you do that?
It was really something that came from my own mom, where you ate what you were served. So it's kind of like, if this is what I'm cooking, this is what we're eating. Now, you don't have to always like it and you don't have to always eat all of it, but you do have to try it, because you don't know if you're going to like something. You can't just say, I don't like that. You don't know. And even if you're 2 or 4 or 6, and right now my kids are 8 and 10, but they still try it. So like they'll eat, Brussels sprouts. They'll eat spinach. Like last night we had spinach and with sauteed mushrooms and onions.
Sounds delicious.
Not necessarily their favorite, but they ate it. Broccoli, things that kids are known to be like, I don't want to eat that.
Right.
They really do give it their best shot at trying stuff. And a lot of times they find out that they like the things that they try. And we always eat a balanced meal. So there's always a vegetable, there's always, a starch, and there's always a protein for the most part, unless it's pizza night or something. But
so tomato sauce is not vegetable on the pizza? Tomato sauce?
Yeah, I guess you could. I guess you consider that.
Right.
But yeah. I would be like, if we put, broccoli.
Yeah, okay.
But usually, like, even on pizza night, we have a salad. So
see, that's a great way to balance it out. No. But that's great, because I know, a lot of kids don't, they don't like to eat healthy. I know, like, when I was a kid, we were, under those rules where, you don't leave this table until you eat all your food. And so I didn't know if that's still happening, if parents are still raising their kids in that way. But, I had a strategy for that. I'll have to, we figured out a way to leave the table.
Yeah, well, I don't force them to eat everything. But I do say you have to try everything.
Okay.
Because you don't want to cause kids to feel like they are going to, but you don't want to cause them to have eating issues where they're like, having disordered eating because you made them eat everything.
Yeah. And I think too, like, it's the way we think these days. Like back then, I don't think parents were thinking they might have an eating disorder, and there might be people say, I had to eat everything on my plate and I'm good today, but you just never know, right? What we had to deal with.
Right.
Yeah. But I hear
in childhood, obesity is a thing. So we have to, the food that we ate when we were kids didn't have as many preservatives and many additives and all the things that are in the foods today. So, and even the healthy foods, you have to think about the condition of the soils and where it's grown. And so all of those things contribute to the foods that our kids are eating today. So it's a whole lot different. It seems like it would be simple, but it's really not as simple as we would hope it would be.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And then tell us how someone who, they've been through a lot of changes here since 2020. Life has changed. Everything's changed. If they're a mother, they're now working at home. If they're a working mother, they're working at home and they're trying to teach their kids, or even the dads are doing this. How does one commit to their fitness goals here in 2021 and just, kind of put 2020 behind us and really move forward, so that we can start to get results?
Yeah, I think for most people, it really has to come down to, and it's going to sound cliche, but really just making a decision. Like today is the day,
Mm-hmm.
and you start with that one step. Like in the spring, I just put on my sneakers and went out the door. I was like, okay, I'm just going to walk a mile today.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt good, and as you progress, you'll feel better and better. So if you know that you're the type of person that you need a little extra push or you need motivation, my suggestion would be either to find a friend who wants to do the same thing. That's one of the things I did. I had a friend who said, hey, I really need your help. And she lives in Texas.
Okay.
And so we would talk once a week. I'd be like, okay, how are you doing with your walks? And how are you doing with your eating? And I was motivated because I was coaching her. So as I was coaching her, I was like, all right, well, I can't be a bad example. So let me
Good.
come here. So having a buddy is a really good way to make sure you are staying on top of your goals. But another way to stay on top of your goals is to hire a personal trainer or hire a coach. Because if you do, some people are motivated by money, that
Mm-hmm.
money going out is a thing.
Yeah.
And so if you are paying someone,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, all right, let me get myself together.
Right.
But, or you might just be one of those people who just needs that extra push of somebody in your ear saying, hey, did you do this today? Or, somebody's going to check in with you.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
would suggest that really you start with just making a decision that I need to do this. And I also like to tell people to not always make it about the scale. You know, most of us
Yeah.
could lose 5, 10, 15 pounds, some of us more, but don't always make it about the scale. With my friend, we both picked the outfit that we wanted to be able to get into.
See? Right.
So it really was about inches. It wasn't about weight. I mean, the weight was going to come off, but can we get into this outfit in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or however many weeks? So give yourself a goal that's not related to the scale, because that can actually end up driving you a little bit insane because you're focused on the scale didn't move this week.
Yeah.
It might not. And especially for women, it's not going to always move every week because our body weights fluctuate with the time of month.
That's true.
So
That's
it's
true.
important to give yourself another goal.
Yeah, no, I think that is so important. You mentioned, give yourself goals, create that desire. You got to want to do this. And that community, like it's so important. And it's funny because everything you were saying is what we say here on the financial side. It's like you got to have somebody to hold you accountable. You've got to have the motivation to do it. And you just got to not give yourself such a hard time either.
Right.
Yeah, and it's so important. It's so important. And like you said, if you have to pay someone, then if that's going to motivate you. And it's funny because you know how people know how to do something. They know
Yeah.
how to do 10 push-ups, or they know how to do 50 sit-ups or whatever. But it's nothing like having someone tell you to do it, like right there watching you do it, right?
That is
So
true.
yeah. So it's like, okay, I know how to do it, but I will get it done when I have somebody watching me do it. So
That's true. That
yeah,
is true.
yeah.
It's one of those things where it's a mental thing, and that's too where the faith part comes in, because
Mm-hmm.
faith, fitness, finance, all of it kind of is the same. You have to step out there and do something that you don't think you can do. And as you do it, you'll get stronger. As you walk out on faith, your faith gets stronger. As
Yeah.
you do 10 push-ups, tomorrow you could probably do 11. As you save $100, next week you could probably save 150 if you think about it. So
Yeah.
there's always ways to, pull yourself into what you want to accomplish.
Yes.
But you have to be willing to take those steps. And I think willingness is really a key component to all of it.
That's so true. The willingness, the faith, like you said. I really, any endeavor that I take on, I can't do it without my faith. I have to rely on God. I have to pray. I have to pray it through. Like it's like the foundational ingredient in every endeavor, everything I do. So I'm glad you brought back the faith part. And that's FitFaith Life. Like you can't go without it. So that's powerful. That's powerful. Let me pull up this comment. This is a question from Welby. He says, I was going to the gym about 6 days a week before COVID. What can I do in my house to work out during the winter since I can't go to the gym right now?
Great question.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is body weight exercises. Body weight exercises you can do almost anywhere, even if you have a smaller home. You don't need a lot of space. You can, if you live in a home with stairs, you can always do like stair runs. You can use your stairs for exercises like dips. You can purchase bands that are, fairly inexpensive. At Five Below, at Target. You can get those types of exercise equipment and use them in your home. So where there's a will, there's a way.
Definitely.
Lots of people join the app MyFitnessPal, and they have free workouts available, free nutrition plans. So there's different things that you can do that won't cost you any money or very little money.
Yes.
So in your home, I would suggest body weight exercises because your body weight really is the best weight, and you just increase your reps, get stronger, and find more challenging exercises that aren't going to injure you, of course, but find more challenging exercises that will work the various different parts of your body. You can do things with dumbbells and, like I said, and with bands that are really effective at home.
So what are some specific body weight exercises that you would recommend to start out with?
Like the one that you mentioned, push-ups are a great body weight exercise because you can do those on the wall. You can do them. You can progress from the wall to a table, from a table to a chair, from the chair to your knees, from your knees to regular push-ups.
That's awesome.
So there's a way to progress if you don't feel like you can get down on the floor from the wall to the floor. And then another great body weight exercise that one of my favorites is just doing a good old plank. Hold those planks for 10 to 20 seconds and do those for 3 or 4 reps and build up from there. Another body weight exercise I like that I mentioned was dips, because you're exercising your shoulders, your back, and you really get a good workout on your arms. So
what is a dip? Is that like when you're on the chair, when you have a chair and then you put your arms and you're like,
yes,
you're in front of it and you're just kind of, okay. It's almost like a backwards push-up.
Almost.
Yeah. And well, in terms of how I'm envisioning it, we might have to have, and I was thinking this earlier today, I was like, we might have to set it up next time where we're actually doing some working out. I'm be like,
sure, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, do some demonstration.
Definitely.
So that would be fantastic. No, those are some great ways. And that was a great question. That actually was going to be one of my questions, Welby, to find out what are some workouts we can do at home. So yeah, so that's fantastic. Um, so in terms of you, Stephanie, how do you help people? Because you did mention coach and coaches and having a personal trainer and things like that. Tell us a little bit more about how you can help people, especially in this virtual environment that we're in now.
Sure. So I'm available to do virtual coaching. And I pretty much have always done it this way. So COVID really isn't a switch for me.
Sure.
I've always been online presence when it comes to helping people with their weight loss and fitness goals. So I do virtual coaching. I do have a course that I'm developing that will be more engagement driven, where we can work closely together and one-on-one. You can get some information about nutrition, about faith, and about fitness, so that it all works together. And I also just recently got licensed to do the Zumba Strong Nation workouts. So,
now what is that? Tell me more about that.
So the Strong Nation workouts are high intensity interval training workouts that are put to music.
Nice.
Are created by the people who created Zumba. They changed the name from Zumba Strong to Strong Nation because they were finding that people thought it was a dance workout, and they were a little upset when they found out it was all exercises. But
right, we're doing push-ups. I'm supposed to
be right.
Push-ups.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's a high intensity interval workout, and it really is a great way to work out. And I like it because it is put to music. So you're not counting, how many reps you're doing. You're just moving to the music while you do the exercises. It kind of goes by kind of quick, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm gonna post your website too right now, just so people can get in touch and things like that. And then that way, this is her website, FitFaith Life. And obviously, I mean, that's amazing that you're able to help people get that done, those high intensity workouts. And why not have some really good music to do it to?
Exactly.
So, they're like, we'll dance in between reps, I guess. So
yeah, it is fun to do it that way.
That's good. Yeah, dancing, I obviously love dancing. That's the one thing. If anybody has followed me on other platforms, I teach line dancing and taking a bit of a hiatus right now, but that has been the way for me to stay active and walking and teaching line dancing, just doing stuff that's fun, that we enjoy. I think it's really important. So
yeah, and that is really the important thing. Like, you have to find that thing that is fun for you to do. So, doing push-ups may not be fun for someone. Right. It's important, but it may not be fun. So you have to find a thing that is fun for you. Like, for you, it's line dancing, and that's great cardio exercise right there.
Yeah.
And, or for somebody else, it might be bowling.
That's true.
You're still lifting that 10 pounds every time you lift up that bowling ball.
That's true.
For somebody else, it might be, shuffleboard or whatever. I mean, it could be a lot of things. I mean, there's some men in my neighborhood who in the spring, summer, and fall, I see them, they're playing horseshoes, but they're outside. They're congregating. They're exercising because they're
you're swinging your arm. I mean, that's awesome.
So
and it hurts laughing. Laughter, I'm sure they're laughing too. So that's
I'm sure they are. They're out there for hours, so I'm sure they are, laughing it up and really getting some good social interaction as well. And that's the other part. You want to find something that is social, because that social interaction will keep you on track as well. My father-in-law, who is in his 80s, actually is a runner. But it is. I mean, because he can definitely outrun me. He runs like 10 miles.
Right.
So, but he has a community of people that he sees out on the trail, and that is that social aspect that I'm sure has kept him going. They look for each other out on the trail.
That's true. That is so true. No, I love that. And you reminded me, my father-in-law is the same way. He's not a runner, but he lifts, he does upside down push-ups, and he started when he was in his 50s, I believe. So it's never too late either. That's the other thing. And he's in his late 70s now, but he could out burpee me, so
right. Exactly.
And he'll be glad to show me that he could do that too. So. But no, he's wonderful. He's wonderful to be able to do that. It's so awesome to see the older generation doing this too. It's like so encouraging.
It is. It's important because as you exercise, you're actually building up your mind too. So exercise is good for those pathways in your brain, and doing something new that you have to kind of learn and craft, it builds those pathways in your brain and keep that plaque from building up in your brain. So it's important. Exercise has a lot of benefits beyond just the physical look. It's about your mental state, because it gives you those endorphins that keeps you happy. And it's also about keeping your mind sharp, because those same things happen when you exercise.
That's so true. And, we talked about this topic being fitness and finance. And, the one thing we even talked about, you and I, Stephanie, was that if we don't have our health, and we're 80 years old and we're 90 or 100, and we're not healthy, it's like, what's the point of building all this wealth and you're not able to really enjoy the people you're with and be there? And one of the things I'll say, like, I have a friend, she's probably 90 now, but a few years ago, she would say, I'm 87, but I know I'm 87. And that's the blessing,
Right.
is that I know that I'm 87. And I was just like, wow, that's powerful,
Yeah. I have an aunt who is 101.
Wow, that is a blessing. That is a blessing. Longevity.
It is a blessing.
Yes.
And then I have another aunt who is 98.
98. You have longevity in your family.
I do.
I love it. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And speaking of being till age 100, we talked about the financial wellness ebook, and that's really why it's important to really plan, because we want to be healthy, we want to live long lives, and we have to have the money to sustain us too. So, we want to get to the older ages, at least most of us do, and so we do have to do that planning. So make sure you get the financial wellness ebook as well. But yeah, no, that's fantastic. I've got a few more questions.
Sure.
Well, really just one more important question here is just, you work, you have these goals and you start out the year and you're like so gung-ho, and then you fall off the wagon and all of this stuff, and you might get discouraged. What is it that people can do to get back on the wagon if they've fallen off, or when they fall off?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the thing that you really should do if you fall off is reconfigure your why. Most people say remember your why, but I say reconfigure it, because if it was really your why, you wouldn't have fallen off. So, and actually our objectives sometimes change, right? So the reason why we start something can change because we change along that path. So you have to kind of reconfigure why you wanted to do the thing that you set up to do, whether it was read your Bible every day, whether it was go for a walk every day, whether it was, lose 10 pounds, save $5,000, whatever it is, reconfigure why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Also be honest with yourself. Be honest with why you stopped. Whether was it because you didn't have enough information to sustain what you were trying to do? Was it because you didn't have enough encouragement from those who you're surrounding yourself with, because you might need to change,
Mm-hmm.
who you're surrounding yourself with.
Right.
So it's important to really sit down and be honest with yourself, and then rework why you want to accomplish your fitness goals, your wellness goals. I mean, I do it all the time. Like right now, even though in the spring I was really active, as soon as the fall hit, I'm also a high school teacher, so I've been sitting in front of my computer all fall, and winter. So,
Mm-hmm.
I have some fitness goals myself, because I'm not moving as much as I was. And I live in the Northeast, so that means it's cold. I don't want to go outside.
Right.
And the dog is definitely not getting those long walks anymore.
Yes.
So, I have to reconfigure my own why. Like, all
I
right,
like that.
like, and how can I get it done? Like the question earlier, you're in the house now, so how do I get this done? I had to totally clean out my basement. We reorganized it, and I made it so that I can go down there and use it for a workout.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to really think about what it is that you want to accomplish, who are you surrounding yourself with,
Mm-hmm.
and what are your goals, and how do you want to get there?
That's good. No, those are excellent because, and I've been in a like a nutritional type of food coaching program, and our coach, she always says, if you fall off the wagon, don't just stay laying on the ground. You better chase after that wagon and not let that wagon run away.
Right. And don't let it roll over you either, because
Exactly. Because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, and we've got to just keep it moving, and we make mistakes, and we just got to keep moving. But like you said, I love that reconfigure your why, because like you said, sometimes we've moved into a different season.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
And so,
yeah,
and so that could be literal different season. Like it's cold outside.
it's cold outside. I'm not going out there. So
Exactly. Yeah.
but
I actually, what was
no,
that?
I was gonna say something else that I actually learned from you is, you have to have a SMART goal.
Ah,
And
yes,
you have to have it in finance, and you have to have one in fitness. So they
yes,
have to be measurable. And a lot of times people try to set these lofty goals that are not measurable. You're
yes.
like, well, I'm going to do this, and then you're like, well, how are you going to do that? And you don't know how you're going to do it. So if you don't know how you're going to do something, you'll never accomplish it.
That's true. That's true. No, that's so important. And I'm glad you brought that up. And, one of the things I've been doing is I have like an app. So the app motivates me. And the app that I use is called Sweat Coin. And so it counts my steps, and it just gives me little coins. I haven't even redeemed them yet, and I've used it for a couple years, but I think just the gamification of it
Mm-hmm.
motivates me. And so I'll just check in on it every day to see how many steps did I do and how many coins did I get. And, it does let you, get reimbursed for different things, but I got to get a lot more coins to make that happen. So that's not my incentive, but I think just seeing the bank increase, I think that's been helpful for me. So to the point where I've actually just walked around the house sometimes, because I've had to change season where I was living in Orlando and I was living in Phoenix, and I could get out anytime. I didn't even have to really look at the weather.
Right.
But I'm out here, in the Dallas area, and we have 4 seasons, and I haven't experienced that in like 15, 20, I don't know, 15 years. Let's say 15, not 20. I'm not going to go that far, but since late 2005, 16
Right.
years. And I hadn't had to experience, cold weather, and we're not getting snow, and it's better than what I experienced back when I used to live in Philly and Ohio and all that. But it's been in the 20s this week. So what do I have to do if I want to get my walks in? Just walk around the house,
Right.
and that's what I started doing, and just walking back and forth. And honestly, I prefer that over buying a treadmill, to be honest, because I'm not a stationary person like that.
Right.
But you like you said, you've got to adjust.
You do. You
and
really
ask
do.
yourself, like you said, how can I get this done? That's the question. So how
Right.
do I get this done?
Yeah, one of my gifts for Christmas was an Apple Watch, and that's how I measure how much I'm moving because it tells me it's time to stand up. I set a goal for how many times I need to stand up every day, and it tells you, you know, get
Yes.
up. You haven't stood up in an hour. You need to stand up. It reminds you to breathe, like take some deep
Yes.
breaths and do some breathing exercises.
Mhm.
I can set how many minutes of movement I want and how many calories I want to burn just from regular movement, not like actual
Yeah.
exercise, but just movement throughout the day. And it counts my steps. So mentally, it's like, oh, I know I want to get a certain number of steps each day. So, like you said, I'll just go walk around my house or take a quick walk around the block or, go up
Yeah.
and down the steps
Yep. That's great.
just to get my steps. And the Apple Watch has those little rings, so it's kind of fun to watch the rings close, and you get
Yes.
the little excitement of, oh, I closed my rings today. So whatever motivates you is a good thing.
It's so true. It is so true. And that, I mean, I think that's so important. I love how you said that. Whatever motivates you, seeing your rings close, whatever you got to do. I think that, I mean, all of those things are so important. So I love that. I love that. Let's see what more comments we got. Oh, good. We've got Nicole. She's joining in with us here. She said, love Smarty Goals. She was a previous guest. She talked about the gold miner program that she has started and all of that. So that's awesome. Check out that video. So I'm glad she joined us today. But yeah, the Smarty goals. Yes. And we're not talking about the candy, although that sounds good. But yeah, I just love this and just what we've talked about. And let me share your various ways that people can contact you. So we've already done the website here earlier in the video here, but you can be contacted. Tell us all the platforms that you're able to be contacted on.
So I am on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Twitter, and I
Mm-hmm.
have a website. And across the board, it is FitFaith Life.
Awesome. FitFaith Life. She kept it really simple for us. I feel like I'm all over the place with the various handles I have. So I just love how she kept it so simple for us. So let me give you guys that though. I'm just copy and pasting them here. And let me put that in here. Oh yeah, Nicole said she just got a Bowflex bike and that's helping her stay on track in the cold climate. Love
And
it.
that is awesome.
Yes.
I opened up the Peloton app because right now they're giving 2 free months. So,
Yes.
I don't have a Peloton bike because that's
But
not in my financial plan.
right, right.
But they do have all the workouts and everything. So that's another great way to get in some workouts and get some variety in your workouts.
I love that. No, that's great. And I saw the mirror ad. I saw that I said, wow, there's some really cool things that people are coming up with just to keep people motivated and finding creative ways to work out and to stay fit, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So within, I know you have the faith component, you have the life component. What are like some of the you know programs that you have upcoming? I know you mentioned you've got a course and things like that. Anything like and you have a community. I don't know, how do people join that? Like, just share with us, and then we'll close out here. But yeah, how can we all stay in touch with you?
Sure. So on Facebook, I do have a private Facebook group, um, and it is called The Life.
The
Um,
life. Okay. Nice.
right. So it's
Yeah.
called The Life by FitFaith Life. And
Yeah.
so it's visible to anyone on Facebook, but you do have to be admitted into the group. So if you are interested in being in that private group, that's
Mhm.
available as well. But if you go to my Facebook page, which is FitFaith Life, you can access it there as well.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. And I see you do those plank challenges in there. I know that that was like one of your favorite, you said that was your favorite exercise. Now I know why you always do a plank challenge, Planksgiving, and then I think you mix it up in other times of the year too and incorporate that. So that's fantastic. And then before we close out, I see another comment. Let me see what we got here. Yes, please, Keisha Sims, please check out the replay, the full replay. We're closing this out now, but we appreciate you joining us. Yes, we got to stay fit. We've got to have our finances in check, our fitness in check. And this has motivated me to really add some more things. You know, I do my walks, and I haven't done the line dancing in a while, so took a little hiatus from that. But I got to bring it all back in here. So this was definitely motivating, Stephanie. And I love how you started this, after 40, you said?
Yeah. I mean, I was always fairly fit, but once I had kids, it was like, I really have to get myself in gear here because, I want to be here for them. And it's about wellness. It's about overall wellness and being able to have a sustainable life and be able to do the functional things. And that's one of the things I say on my website and on my social media channels is that this is about functional fitness. Functional faith-based fitness. So we're always going to bring the faith part in there because we need to, motivate our souls, motivate ourselves and activate that part of us. And also rely on that higher power so that we can get things done, right? Definitely. But it's also about making sure that we are well and we're whole and we have wholeness and not just focusing on one area of our life. We don't want to be out of balance. You don't want to be all the word and no physical fitness, and you don't want to have all physical fitness and no spiritual balance. So it's about balancing the two, and that's what the FitFaith Life is all about.
Yes, I love that. And that is, like you said, that's so important. We've got to have those things working together and not be, going to church and then eating all the fried chicken we want, like all the crazy stuff that, happens, like what really goes on. And
that really was one of my motivating things when I started this. It was like, okay, I see how, we leave church and we go straight to the buffet. Or, we have fundraisers and it's all about, pound cake and whatever, and that's okay. But you have to balance it.
Exactly.
It has to be a balance.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a place for everything. It's just a matter of, like you said, balance. And, like you said, we have seasons where sometimes we might have to overcompensate in eating healthy so that we can reach the goals that we need to reach. And the same thing goes with our finances too. We might have to make some sacrifices for a little bit to reach the ultimate goal, whether it's finance or fitness. So yes. So this has been fantastic. We did have a question. Is this on the same time every week? Thank you, Welby. Thank you for the compliment on the great show. You know what? Welby is one of my fellow authors, and we're in the author community. And honestly, I can't commit yet right now, Welby. So I would say once a quarter. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that way you'll get the notification. You can subscribe to my Facebook, and yourstoryfinancial.com is my website. So the place for fried chicken is not always in your mouth. Well, there you go. There you go.
I don't know where else we can put it, but
I know. We might just have to leave it at the fried chicken place, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that might be what we'll have to do. So
baked chicken.
I love it. Yes, baked chicken. Exactly. And I'm on this whole plant-based movement, so I'm doing things differently as well. So
yeah,
it's been a journey. It's been a journey. She said, leave it at the church. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I love it. Well, you guys, I've had so much fun with you, Stephanie, and then obviously all of our wonderful people that that join us. We appreciate you all joining us, and even those who are going to be watching the replay. Please connect with Stephanie. Follow me on Facebook. You can go to yourstoryfinancial.com as well, and I posted that in the beginning. But check us out and follow us, and we're constantly providing nuggets of information, and we love that you're here. So thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you. All right, bye.